Okay, my normal work, as you're all aware, is on Jaguars and occasionally my Triumph Bonneville. Today we're going over to the dark side. Yes, I know, it's terrible, but someone's got to do it. I have my friend's Mercedes E320 here. Needs new valve cover gaskets because they are leaking, and also a new serpentine belt. I will video this for you guys. You may or may not find it in the least bit interesting. And I know I've never said this before, but I'd love it if you guys subscribe to my channel, Jag Vet 1. You don't have to. It would just be nice. Alright, so as you can see, I've already removed the air filter box. There's a bit of stuff in there, nothing too much. It keeps this car in pretty damn good condition, I must admit. And this actually feels very smooth. He looks after this baby, and that is always appreciated, which I'm not sure if many of you customers really understand what it's like to work on a vehicle. When it's dirty and filthy, it's annoying. When someone looks after their car, it makes you feel a certain pride in working on their vehicle, and I guess you take extra care, which is not necessarily a good thing. You should take the same care no matter what vehicle you work on, but it just makes you go, oh, he's looked after this. Oh, isn't that nice? Oh, that's clean. Oh, that's good. That's so easy to get off. So I try and do that when I work on a vehicle. If I take something off, I try and clean it before I put it back on. Whether that was part and parcel of the job is not necessary in the customer's point of view, but it's something I like to do. I like to clean things. These valve covers, when I take them off, I'll put them in my degreaser and I'll clean them. I don't have to do that. I could just take them off, clean up the area where the gasket goes and put them back on. It's not the way I work, and hopefully it's not the way a lot of mechanics work. We get a bad rap. Mechanics are almost as bad as realtors and car salesmen, because there are quite a few sharks out there, especially if you happen to have a pair of breasts when you come in. Doesn't matter to me whether you got breasts or not, or even really what sex you are. I'll fix your car, I'll do my best job. Some people don't. Alright, sorry, bit of a band soapbox thing there. Alright, so next thing to do is to get this off. Now there is a bolt and I don't know if you can see it, it's where my finger is there. Once I get that bolt undone, then this whole thing will come off. I've already disconnected the mass airflow sensor here, and as I said, I've already taken off the air filter. Once I get that off, then I'll show you the removal of the spark plug coils. You don't need to take the spark plugs off, you just need to take the coils off and swing them back out of the way. Okay, let me get my tools and get stuck into this baby. Alright, now the next thing is to remove that bolt down there. And Mercedes, being the pain in the arse that they are, insist on using star bolts. I don't know why they do that, but they do. In order to get my star bolt on there, star socket on the nut down there, I had to loosen the bolt that holds this, purely because of the UJ that I'm using, I guess, was too fat. So this is what I've had to do. Now you may or may not have to do it depending on the tools you have in your hands. Mine just happened to be a little too plump, rather like me, I guess. Now hopefully you can see that coming out. And hopefully this won't drop. As you know what Murphy's Law is. Yeah, it's the same as Sod's Law. If anything can go wrong, it will do at the worst possible moment, causing the most damage. Okay, so let me try and grab it with my little pinkies. Got it. Thank you. Alright, I forgot to use my magnetic tray, which should be here. One other thing which you're seeing here is I have tape around this universal joint. A lot of these joints have rivets in them, and it's very hard. You can't just tighten them up like you can with a normal one when you use a screw and you tighten the screw up. So putting tape around it still allows the flexibility and holds it pretty stiff. I find that particularly useful. You may or may not, but it's just a little trick I learnt, which is handy. Okay, so now let me get my magnetic tray, because I've got a few more bolts to collect. And before I do that, whilst I still have you guys, this should now come off. It should. Nope. Oh, that one is. Yep, that's off. All right, I gotta get in there and get that off. Needs a little bit more persuasion. I'll be back. All right. On every video I've seen so far, nobody tells you exactly how to get this off. They just, oh yeah, you just put it off. Well, that's not quite true. There are pipes attached to this, and there's one down there which I will have to pry or cut off. I am going to cut it off. Why am I cutting it off? Because most of these hoses, when you take them off, those little bastards break. So it's not worth screwing around with. Cut them, then replace them. It's easier that way, believe me. And also some things I had not mentioned that I want to add, which hopefully you don't need to know. The bolt there, which holds the transmission dipstick, that's a 10mm. The other bolts, the one that I undid to remove this, and the rest of the ones on the valve covers, they are E10. Yes, that pain in the bum star that the Mercedes use. Now, just to give you a little idea here, these are the hoses that you need to replace. As you can see, there's lots of them. Also included, my customer's wise, he bought the little plastic pieces because they will break as well. So these 4 hoses, it's worth buying them, it's worth replacing them whilst you're doing this job. 99% of the time, the buggers will break. Also, he's a wise man. He bought Mercedes parts. Yeah, I know they're not cheap, but it's worthwhile. Unfortunately, I have a story to tell. I'll very briefly cover it on my wife's Mercedes. She needed new front wheel bearings. I bought aftermarket. As soon as I did, put the bearings on and the new seals, the ABS and ESP light came on. Well, that's odd, I thought. Maybe I did something wrong. Later I discovered, yeah, I did something wrong. I didn't buy a Mercedes part. The Mercedes seals have a magnet in them, and obviously with the spinning, that then is detected by the ABS equipment. The ones I bought, of course, did not have that magnet, so now they're useless. I'm not just going to buy the seals, I'm also buying the wheel bearings and throwing the other ones away, which I purchased. There you go, guys. Sometimes, unfortunately, you have to buy from the dealer. It's not something I like to do, but, you know, you got to do what's right. And Mr. Mercedes kind of ties you up in a number of different ways. I also discovered that with BMW. Maybe it's a German thing. What do you think? Huh? Maybe they're trying to get back at us for World War I and World War II. And also the 1966 World Cup when we beat them. Ha ha ha! Oh, wrong accent for the beating. Alright guys, there you go. Sorry, I go off sometimes and my British humour is crazy. Well, hopefully you guys can see this. Whilst I have loosened this pipe, you can see this hose down here is holding it, and I know it's not going to come off easy, so I've got my chompers out and I'm going to chomp through, hopefully just that and nothing else. Chomp chomp it went. Hooray, and up she rises. There you go. Okay, so I've now cut through that one. It's actually not too bad, but it will be replaced, the same as this one will be replaced as well, and the others. So that's how you kind of get this thing out. It's a bit of brute force and ignorance. I've got plenty of ignorance, and I can muscle up some brute force occasionally. So chop through the damn thing, don't waste your time. Now I can get this off of here and give it a good clean and put on the new hose, which is flexible and is which one is it? That one there. All right, on to the next section. Well, hopefully you guys can see this. I'm just about to replace the belt on this particular vehicle. Under here, where you can't see, my finger is actually on it, is a 17mm nut. You need to get your 17mm socket on that and take the tension off of the belt. Thusly, now you can pull the belt off nice and easy. Okay, so then try and pull that back. Alright, so now the belt is loose, we can take this baby off and get the new one and put it on. Make the customer very happy. And me too. Is his belt bad? Let's have a look at it. And it's got some wear on the outside. That's not good. On the inside, it's not cracking, but this customer wants this baby replaced. That's what he gets. That's garbage. Here is his nice new Mercedes belt. This customer of mine loves his Mercedes parts. I can't argue with it. They are good. We're a bugger to get the tags off though. Alright, let's see. Come on, baby. There we go. Oh dear, made in Spain. Didn't think Mercedes were made in Spain. Alright. Now, let me see. I like to keep the printing on the outside, you know, so that when you look in the engine bay you see it. Now I'm going to put this back on here. Oh dear, here we go. This could be fun, this could be edited. Okay, around there and around there. Oops, a daisy. Okay, come on, there we go. That's it. You go on there, don't you? Right, and you go there. And then you go around there. And you don't go over there. Where do you go? Oh, you silly ass, Gary. Wow. Gosh. Alright, people. Let's see. Now that... Oh, of course, you stupid idiot. This is what the... I mean, yes, I've done... and before any of you say, well, you should take a photo. I got a photograph, but I do like the challenge to see how good or bad my memory is. Generally, it's crap. Alright, there we go. Look at over there. You over there. You over there. You go round there. There you go. There you go. Go on, you tuck in there. That's good. Alright, there you go. You go over there. Over there. Over there. I saw a mouse. Where on the stair? Where on the stair? Right there. A little mouse with clogs on. Well, I declare this is wrong. I need to refer to my photographs. Okay, excuse me, I'm just going to check my photographs. Alright, here we go again. I just forgotten one loop is what I'd forgotten. Let me get that back on there. Let me take the tension on there. Tension on the tension rod. Now let's get that on there. I hope you guys appreciate that I'm doing this live. I'm making a complete ass of myself live. I mean, I could have done this off camera and then, oh, this is how you do it. But instead I'm doing it live. Why? Because I'm stupid, I guess. Not the easiest of belts to get on, I must admit. Wow. Why are you... Oh, got that caught on a nut. Or a bolt. Whatever you want to call it. Come on. Come on, people. Come on, make it difficult. There we go. That's it. Almost there. I hope... I'll find out in a second if I got that video correct. There we go. I got the belt caught on that bolt, so I didn't have enough length. I couldn't understand why. Okay, boys and girls. Oh dear, sorry. I've been told I mustn't say boys and girls, or guys and gals, and any of those things. I don't know why, but you know, the boss told me. The boss, you know, the one with boobs and, you know, the other thing. And you have to do what they tell you. Alright, so that belt has changed. That probably took me, 2-3 minutes? I'm going to look up and see what Mercedes would charge, or at least a garage would charge to change that belt. It's not difficult. 17mm socket and a wrench. Let me see what they'll charge and I'll tell you in a couple of seconds. Okay, hopefully you can see this. It says the cost to replace the serpentine belt on the E320, which I've just done, is between $89 and $143. The labour cost is between $52 and $67. Are you fucking kidding me? You saw how long that took me, and if I was a mechanic in a shop, and I've done this more than once, it would have probably taken me 30 seconds, if that. I wasn't familiar with the route of this belt, so it took me a second go to do it, and as you saw, it didn't take me long, and I did it. Wow. How ridiculous is that? Sorry, I get really annoyed with companies that charge a fortune. I know they have overheads that I don't, but that's ridiculous. Any company you go to could change that belt for you labour-wise for, I don't know, $20. I'm going to charge my customer $10 because that's ridiculous. Sorry guys, on my bandwagon again. Yep. So there you go. Between 89 and 143, he bought the belt, he supplied the belt, which is great. I put the belt on. You saw it took me a few seconds. It's done. Next.